one, you reviewed the tape. How do you feel you guys did? And I guess with the rotation that Coach M had, how did that work out? Like, how did you guys kind of plot and plan that?
Coach M just wanted to get us a lot of reps, get people, familiar with the game, just coming back into the season. Wanted to rotate us, keep us pretty fresh, so we rotated like every series. We were pretty much in 2, out 1, and then it was like that the whole game.
And it seemed like he was rotating you guys in pairings. Was that to get communication with that, especially the first 4 drives?
I don't think that specifically, no. It just happened to be the way it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did it feel like getting a push has been a little bit of a struggle what did it feel like to have that happen successfully in the run game?
It's amazing being able to run the ball. Just got to be consistent when we're doing it and be able to finish the game pretty strong.
Can you feel the impact on the defense? On the defense?
Yeah. Just like small things like how they play our play action passes after we run the ball for 50 yards down the field, and just opens more stuff up. So yeah.
What does it take to get consistency?
Just day in and day out at practice, giving everything you got, perfecting your craft and technique, just all the time, not taking any breaks, just being consistent with it.
Little stuff.
Yes, little stuff.
That's the biggest step you want to see from game 1, week 1 to week 2.
Finishing, be able to come out in the second half the way we came out in the first half.
That first drive in particular, I guess, that was a run-heavy drive.
Yeah.
Just kind of walk us through that as you guys get moving. What's the talk in the huddle? What's that conversation like?
Honestly, just keep going. Like, we didn't score yet. We got to score. Let's just keep running the ball down their throats. Yeah.
And that first time, does it mean more for your offensive line to get that first touchdown of the year from on the ground like that?
I mean, it's a big, I won't say ego booster, but it definitely builds up confidence knowing that we've kind of practiced all year to be able to run the ball and just like seeing it play out like that. Now it's just keeping it consistent.
Talk about the game day experience. How exciting was that for you? Something in particular, a few things that really stood out to you?
It was cool seeing, Spartan Stadium packed out and, playing next to the new guys, just experiencing that together, being able to run the ball together, and just, it was pretty cool.
If you had to describe that feeling to someone who's never been to a game or just talking to, how close could you come to describing that feeling?
I think I'd just say, like, energy unlike you've ever felt. When I was getting recruited, I went to a bunch of big games. I was at the Iron Bowl in 2021. I was here in 2021. This game blew out the Iron Bowl. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
The Michigan game?
You guys had some, you had been pretty productive no matter who was in there with that rotation. Is that sort of, you guys have talked a lot about feeling like you have better depth, better numbers to play this year. Is that sort of what it could look like, I guess, ideally?
Sure. It's whatever Coach M wants, and if he wants fresh players in the game, then he's going to be able to count on all of his tackles. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's confident with that. So, yeah.
What do you think Connor played in his first game?
Good. Solid.
You didn't switch sides, but he did.
No, he had to switch sides. That's a tough thing to do, Just like, even with play calling, getting things backwards and all that, he did pretty well. Yeah.
What's the BC game mean to you as far as what happened last year?
We didn't quite finish the job last year, and, having BC at home, no better way to do it, so yeah.
How about Caleb? That was a guy we didn't really hear a lot about during camp. What allowed him to kind of make that step forward?
Caleb specifically, like, he's just working nonstop to fix his small mistakes, so, if that's just getting his hands inside or getting his hips under defenders, he's just been working on that nonstop.
I think health permitting, we might see Luka this weekend. What are we going to see on the field from him?
A dog. Just a dog. Like, he's going to attack players the whole game. Like, no relent.
Stan, what did you see in the sacks? It looked like one time you had 11, you're in control, and Gavin might have knocked him loose.
Yeah, shit happens. It's football. Like, nothing's going to be perfect, and obviously, we need to keep Aiden protected, so that's what we're going to be working on. Just keeping ourselves out of those situations where, something small might impact the play.
Did you feel like you had it under control, kind of?
I mean, yeah.
Did you guys get more out of it not being perfect maybe than if it was?
Obviously there's stuff to learn when things don't go your way, but we would definitely, we would have liked to seen us come out the second half, the way we came out the first half, and like I said, that just falls back into practice, so that's what we're gonna be hammering on all week and for the rest of the year. Just, when we hit period 10 in practice, how are we gonna come out the next 10 periods? So, yeah.
Do you feel like there were more building blocks in that game, like positives than negatives?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you feel like you got a good look that Western might not have been as good as Michigan State in a lot of ways, but he was a Big Ten level pass rusher, would you agree?
He was a good player. He was a really good player, yeah.
Do you think it's going to be hard to establish consistency when you're changing every possession? What's that sort of push-pull there?
Well, everyone's
consistent, but then if guys are coming in every single possession.
Everyone's in for 2 series, so if you're in for 2 series, you're gonna be pretty fine. It's no different than practice. You just get up and go. Like, you should be able to just be thrown in. God forbid one of us gets hurt, the next guy's got to be ready. So, yeah.
When you think back to a year ago at this point when you guys were getting ready to play Boston College, how was your room when you mentioned about the injuries? So I think at that point both Dooley and Gavin had been down, and you guys, how was that time period of trying readjusting without those guys?
It was definitely a tough readjustment. I think that was my first start at left tackle. Brandon Baldwin got his first start at guard. He's been a tackle his whole career. I think it was Luke at left guard. He was pretty much solidified there. Tanner at center, and then Lepo at right tackle. So it was just a little different for me and Baldwin, but like I said, you got to be ready for shit to happen and just go in there and play.
Did that, as you guys realized there's a lack of depth behind you at that point without those 2 guys, is it just pretty much running on the fly at that point?
Yeah, essentially. Like, the next guys up were true freshmen, and, their time actually came a little bit that year, and they were ready to go, but it is a little tough when you lose 2 vet guys like Gavin and Dooley, one game after another.